Listen, this is for the ones who refuse to shrink when life tests them. This is for the people who know that greatness is not given to the comfortable but earned by the relentless and the disciplined. If you are not born a genius, it only means you get to build your success with sweat and stubbornness. You get to design habits, craft discipline, and outwork anyone who counts on talent alone. The difference between those who dream and those who achieve is the daily practice of showing up even when you do not feel like it, even when the bed is warm and the world whispers go back to sleep. Small choices compound into a life: the choice to stay up one more hour, to make one more call, to take one more rep, to write one more page, to read one more chapter, to stay in when the party calls, to say no to the easy cushion of comfort. Comfort is not the problem, the worship of it is. We become lazy because we worship comfort, and then we ask why our life is small. Discipline is the weapon that turns ordinary people into giants. Discipline will find you when you stop lying to yourself and start telling the truth about what you could become. Discipline creates boundaries. I do not drink that. I do not go to those places. I do not follow that crowd because I have a prize in front of me. The prize demands restraint and a fierce daily grind. Outwork everyone else. Talent fades but effort stacks. When you do one more, add one more, push one more, you accumulate an advantage that talent cannot buy. Obsession is not a vice when it is focused on a worthy mission. Obsession is the engine of mastery. Be so committed that people call you crazy. Be so relentless that your future looks inevitable. Wake up earlier than the rest. Sleep later than the rest. Put in the hours that nobody sees. Make your calendar a roadmap of action and every day a deposit into your future. One more rep, one more call, one more practice, one more page, one more outreach becomes the compound interest of achievement. Winners do the work and losers only claim to want results. You cannot control how you were born, but you can control how you evolve. If you do not have the natural gift, you can beat the gifted with time, patience, persistence, and an unmatched work ethic. Do the unpopular things. Read when others drink, train when others rest, plan when others scroll, sacrifice when others celebrate. These invisible acts will build the life that looks like luck to outsiders. The battle is repetitive. Every day you must exercise self-control. Point your mind like a weapon toward the things you want and refuse to let the world aim it for you. Obsession with focus creates momentum. Change the pattern and you will change the product. Change the inputs and the output follows. Change your friends. Change your habits. Change your schedule. Change your media diet. Change your standards. Standard is everything. Winners keep promises to themselves while everyone else makes excuses. Be the person who honors commitments and watch your confidence grow, because keeping promises to yourself compounds into integrity. If it is not scary, it may not be big enough. If it is not edgy and hard, you are likely standing inside your comfort zone. Greatness demands discomfort. Go where it hurts and refine your will there. Make the decision today that nobody in your position will outwork you. It is a competitive world and you are likely competing with thousands who want the same prize. The one who wins is the one who outworks, outthinks, and outlasts. Do not seek permission from others to be great. Your only permission needed is their voice in the mirror and the willingness to do the work longer, harder, and smarter than anyone else. One extra hour, one extra call, one extra page stacks up into an advantage that compounds until your results eclipse the doubters. Be relentless with those one mores and your life will adjust to fit your sacrifice. Stop being average, be the outlier, be the weird person who practices at midnight, reads at dawn, and sacrifices temporary pleasure for lasting freedom. The more misunderstood you become, the closer you are to your edge. Success is not a secret recipe. It is a pattern of hundreds of small, consistent choices that add up. Show up, do the work, and be obsessed enough to keep going when the applause stops and the lights go off. Your mindset is the root of your skill set. Strengthen your thinking, expand your inputs, and your output will follow. Read, listen, practice, and then execute until your skill becomes visible in every action. Every habit is a vote for the person you are becoming. Vote daily for discipline, for difficult routines, for steady growth, for standards that become non-negotiable. Refuse to be distracted by gossip, envy, or comparison. While others talk, you work. While others celebrate mediocrity, you craft excellence. Results silence critics. Failure will come, and that is part of the climb. Fail forward, iterate fast, and persist. The people who make it are not the ones who never fail, but the ones who refuse to stop. Your product is your patents. If you want a different product, change the pattern. If your career stagnates, change the work ethic. If your body is not what you want, change the routine. If your thinking is small, expand the input. Take ownership. Whatever is wrong in your life, accept that you have a role and then own it. Because blame blunts power while ownership creates agency and opens the door to action. Be obsessed with consistency rather than perfection. Do the work daily without waiting for motivation, and the compounding results will astonish you. The grind is a long accumulation, not a single event. Find joy in the struggle, because struggle is the workshop where your character is forged. When you embrace the hard, you become a person who attracts opportunities rather than begging for them. Compete with yourself first. Every day be better than the person you were yesterday. That microscopic improvement compounds into massive transformation over months and years. Do not measure progress by immediate applause. Measure it by habitual steps completed, by promises kept, by representatives finished, and by deadlines met. The journey is slow and the reward is inevitable for the patient. Create parameters for your life. Say no to activities that steal time and say yes to the few things that matter most. Trade countless scattered efforts for focused deep work and watch your output multiply. Remember that comfort kills potential. If you are comfortable, you are probably complacent. Calibrate dissatisfaction as fuel and let it drive you to better routines and relentless execution. Discipline is freedom, because when your days are structured, you have the power to create your destiny. The paradox is that constraints enabled by discipline produce more liberty than unguided freedom ever will. Choose who you hang with carefully. Be with people who raise standards, who are obsessed about improvement, who push you to be better. The wrong crowd will normalize mediocrity and keep you small. Be willing to be misunderstood. When people call you strange or obsessed, know they are describing ambition, and that is a compliment from those who will never sacrifice enough to reach your level. Remember, the power of one decision, one meeting, one extra call, one extra rep can pivot your life. Stack those decisions and create momentum by intention, not by accident. Make your life a demonstration of your standards. Let your actions be louder than your words, and let your consistency be a magnet for opportunities. Results are the currency of respect. Grind in silence and let success make the noise. Do not sabotage your own climb by seeking validation during the climb. Validation comes after you arrive. Until then, your job is to work. Understand that the hardest part is the last 10%. Mental toughness is the separator when others quit. Train for the finish by practicing pushing when your body says no and your mind doubts you.